Another episode of Name That Tune. I got some good positive feedback on the last episode. A lot of people found it fun. There's a variety of tunes this time. Harder for some, easier for others. I'll be surprised who gets all of them. Pretty mainstream, but very broad. It helps me if you follow me on YouTube, trying to get more traction over there. If I get to 100 subscribers sometime soon, it would be a delight, a joy really, a gift. I do want to keep having fun with music and making videos about music in New York City. Comment with your score, but not the names of the songs. That's a mistake I made last time, is I recommended that people comment with the song. That was actually a bad idea. Just put your score, let me know how you did, let me know if you enjoyed this. If you want to see more content like this, please let me know. I'm tuned down very low. I'm actually tuned like as low as like a band like Korn. This is a baritone guitar part. I'm playing on acoustic, so it might sound a tad weird. If you know the song, it'll pop in your head right away. If not, tough cookies. This next tune is tuned down a half step. You probably recognize this. You may have a hard time identifying the name of the song or who does it. Okay, tune number 3 is tuned to double drop D, which means the low string and the high string are tuned down to D, and then it has capo on 2. That probably won't help you determine what song this is. This next tune has a guitar intro. I don't have the guitar book, I have the piano book. So I'm doing my own little arrangement of it here. This is not a guitar intro. This is a piano intro. This song was big enough, I think that just by hearing me play it, you'll know what it is. If you are familiar with this artist, I don't even think you need to know what era it's from. I even went past the intro for you, so hopefully this one clicks in your head. This song, when it came out, was in a bunch of commercials. I even think maybe it was in an Apple commercial. This lick is kind of like the hook, this thing you remember from the whole song. This is a pretty universally known tune and melody. Also from an iconic movie for people who were starting college around the same time I did. This is a piano intro that I've obviously arranged for guitar here. A lot of people will know this band and know this song. It's actually played by bass on the record with like distortion. will probably be the hardest for people that aren't avid music listeners, maybe. I mean, this artist won Best New Artist the year this came out. I mean, it was on Saturday Night Live. I'm gonna give you that hint right now, and you can tell me if you have any clue what this is. Nothing else sounds like this. This is not a guitar intro, but you should be able to get it. Hopefully that'll save you if you missed one previously. These were probably pretty hard to get all 10, so I doubt many people did. Well, it's from most people's least favorite Dave Matthews Band record, and the song, of course, is I Did It, which was the lead-off single to the record Dave made with Glenn Ballard. Was universally hated in the moment. I think still mostly is. The tunes are super weird live sometimes. However, has some of their biggest hits. Space Between. Not a high point. However, I did see them play it during the encore in Miami in 2002? 2001, 2002. It popped off. I Did It in Dance Marching. Oh, so good. Tune number 2, Sugar Ray, Every Morning. That's from about 20 years ago. That little riff at the beginning is legendary. It's one of those things you know, but you have no clue where it came from. Where you hear it and you go, oh, that's that riff. It's one of my favorite artists, Iron and Wine, Naked as We Came. From one of my favorite records, Our Endless Numbered Days, Sam Beam. Actually teaches at the film school at the University of Miami. Saw him last summer with Calexico at Prospect Park. This year was brutal to not have those Prospect Park concerts. I mean, this year sucked, you know, the entire time. The Backstreet Boys and the tune, I Want It That Way. I started college in 1998. That record's from 1999, which was kind of like the boy band explosion, also like the Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera explosion. In 2000, 2001, that's when I started getting into stuff like Radiohead. Kid A came out, which was enormous for me, obviously. And then a year later, right after 9/11, yeah, we had like the Strokes and Interpol, but they weren't ruling the airwaves. What was ruling the airwaves was butt rock and rap rock. That's when Nickelback came out. That's when Limp Bizkit was huge. Limp Bizkit was probably one of the biggest bands in America, if you can believe it. So like the white rap rock thing was a living hell that we had to experience directly after the boy band thing. So dark times in music. Well, the book I'm reading out of is from the Best of Adele, but it's actually from Adele 21. And the song, of course, is Someone Like You, co-written by Dan Wilson of Semisonic fame. They, of course, had the 1990-something banger Closing Time. It's the title track on Neil Young, Harvest Moon. So that means it's, of course, Harvest Moon. I've never seen Neil Young live. Saw Lucas Nelson a couple years ago, and they covered this. Apparently they've been his backing band on recent tours. Neil Young has an album called Harvest, so I thought that was like maybe from there. I didn't know. Turns out it's from like the early 90s. Interesting. Imagine Dragons. It's time to begin listening, I get a little bit. It's time. Imagine Dragons, I think, are a controversial band. They're kind of like Nickelback, where like they have 1,000 hits and they're on the radio and you're kind of like, all right, there it is. Are they popular? Like, do people love them? I think people like their hits, sort of, but I remember they played College Football Championship halftime, I think it was, and people were just like roasting them on Twitter. It's like, this is the worst shit I've ever heard in my life. They have the kind of tune where you hear it for the first time and you're like, what the hell is this? because it does kind of grab you a little bit, and then you Shazam it, you're like, oh shit, Imagine Dragons again. So it's a very hard band, I think, to like love. So if you did love Imagine Dragons, it would be hard to tell a lot of people that and be like, I love Imagine Dragons, because it would be like, really? That's, I don't know, man. It seems like it's poor taste. I don't know why. I need to maybe like unpack this a little more myself, but it's just like hard to rock out to Imagine Dragons because they have this kind of like youth pastor vibe to them a little bit. They're just a little bit lame. They lack edge. I mean, they're Mormons from Las Vegas, actually, I think. I don't know. Anyways, that's from a great record by one of my favorite bands, Colorblind. Saw Counting Crows a handful of times live. I love them live, and I love those records. If you haven't listened to their 90s records, which are the first record, August and Everything After, Recovering the Satellites, and This Desert Life, amazing. They sound so good now. I listened to Recovering the Satellites last year, and every tune's a banger. It's so good, so highly suggest. MUSE, and the song is Hysteria. Bon Iver, from the album Bon Iver. The last tune, Death Rest. Jason Isbell and Amanda Shires covered that recently. They've been doing these live streams of just like jamming in like their rehearsal space. And Isbell plays it on electric and sings. It was really good. Justin Timberlake. Cry Me a River. This album was super hot when it came out. Timberlake's kind of gone to the waistband of history since, but me and my buddy Sean over Christmas break one time at my mom's house sat and downloaded a bunch of CDs, MP3s to burn CDs over the computer, and Justified was one of them. Kazaa. I'm pretty sure it was Kazaa, predated LimeWire. It was intense. Okay, I hope you enjoyed playing Name That Tune again. Once again, let me know your score below. Please don't put the names of the songs below because I want others to be able to play fairly and cleanly. If you're not following me on YouTube, please go to this URL. It helps me if you subscribe. Also, you can put a thumbs up on the video. There's a bell you can ding, which gives you notifications if I post more videos. That's pretty good, right? If you're watching this on Facebook or Instagram, just give me your score below and say hi and let me know if you enjoyed playing this game. If you want to see more of this content, please let me know. I don't have much going on right now. I don't know about you. I'm at home a lot, so it's not that big of a deal for me to make new content. It's also fun. It's also helping me with my filmmaking and getting more reps in of using my gear and getting better at Adobe Premiere. So I actually enjoy making anything. So it's been fun to share with you and get your feedback, and I'm glad you're enjoying this series. So if you want to play more, let me know. Otherwise, we'll talk soon. Peace.